Dibre haYamim bet, chapter 20. And after this came to be that the children of Moab and the children of Ammon came in, and with them some of the peoples against Jehoshaphat to battle. And they came and spoke to Jehoshaphat, saying, A great army is coming against you from beyond the sea, from Aram. And see, they are in Hatzhason Tamar, which is in Engedi. And Jehoshaphat was afraid and set his face to seek Yah and proclaimed a fast throughout all Yehudah. And Yehudah gathered to inquire of Yah, even from all cities of Yehudah they came to seek Yah. And Jehoshaphat stood in the assembly of Yehudah in Yerushalayim, in the house of Yah in front of the new courtyard, and said, O Yah, Elohim of our fathers, you are not Elohim in the heavens, and you do not rule over all the reigns of the nations, and in your hand there is not power and might, so that no one is able to stand against you? Are you not our Elohim? You have driven out the inhabitants of this land before your people Israel, and gave it to the seed of Abraham, who loves you forever. And they dwell in it, and have built you a set-apart place in it for your name's saying, If evil does come upon us, such as the sword, judgment, or pestilence, or scarcity of food, we shall stand before this house and in your presence, for your name is in this house, and cry out to you in our distress, and you do hear and save. And now see the children of Ammon and Moab and Mount Seir, whom you would not let Israel invade when they came out of the land of Mizraim, for they turned from them and did not destroy them. And see, they are repaying us by coming in to drive us out of your possession, which you have given us to inherit. O our Elohim, would you not judge them? For we are powerless against this great army that is coming against us, and we do not know what to do, but our eyes are upon you. And all Yehudah, with their little ones, their wives, and their children, stood before Yah. And the Spirit of Yah came upon Yahaziel, son of Zachariah, son of Benaiah, son of Yeiel, son of Mattaniah, and lay wheat of the sons of Asaph in the midst of the assembly. And he said, Listen, O Yehudah, and you inhabitants of Yerushalayim, and sovereign Jehoshaphat. Thus said Yah to you, Do not fear nor be afraid of the face of this great army, for the battle is not yours but Elohim's. Go down against them tomorrow. See, they are coming up by the ascent of Sitz, and you shall find them at the end of the wadi before the wilderness of Yeruel. It is not for you to fight in this position yourselves. Stand still and see the deliverance of Yah with you, O Yehudah and Yerushalayim. Do not be afraid nor fear. Go out against them tomorrow, for Yah is with you. And Jehoshaphat bowed his head with his face to the ground. And all Yehudah and the inhabitants of Yerushalayim fell down before Yah to bow themselves before Yah. And the Levites of the children of the Kehathites and of the children of the Korhites stood up to praise Yah, Elohim of Israel, with exceedingly loud voice. And they rose early in the morning and went out into the wilderness of Tekoa. And as they went out, Jehoshaphat stood and said, Hear me, O Yehudah, and you inhabitants of Yerushalayim. Trust in Yah, your Elohim, and be steadfast. Trust his prophets and prosper. And after consulting with the people, he appointed those who should sing to Yah, and who should praise the splendor of set-apartness, as they went out before the army, and were saying, Give thanks to Yah, for his loving commitment is everlasting. And when they began singing and praising, Yah set ambushes against the children of Ammon, Moab, and Mount Seir, who had come against Yehudah, and they were smitten. Then the children of Ammon and Moab stood up against the inhabitants of Mount Seir to destroy and annihilate them. And when they had made an end of the inhabitants of Seir, they helped to destroy one another. And when Yehudah came at the lookout in the wilderness, they looked toward the army and saw their dead bodies lying on the ground, and none had escaped. And Jehoshaphat and his people came to take away their spoil, and they found among them a great amount of valuables on the dead bodies, and precious jewelry, which they stripped off for themselves, more than they can take away. And they were 3 days plundering for spoil, for it was much. And on the fourth day they assembled in the valley of Barakah, for there they blessed Yah. Therefore, the name of that place was called the Valley of Berakah to this day. Then they returned, every man of Yehuda and Yerushalayim with Jehoshaphat in front of them, to go back to Yerushalayim with joy, for Yah had made them rejoice over their enemies. And they came to Yerushalayim with harps and lyres and trumpets to the house of Yah. And the fear of Elohim was on all the reigns of the lands, when they heard that Yah had fought against the enemies of Israel. Then the reign of Jehoshaphat was at peace, for his Elohim gave him rest on all sides. Thus Jehoshaphat reigned over Yehuda 35 years old when he began to reign. And he reigned 25 years in Yerushalayim. And his mother's name was Azubah, the daughter of Shilhi. And he walked in the way of his father Asa, and did not turn aside from it, doing what was right in the eyes of Yah. Only the high places were not taken away, for as yet the people had not prepared their hearts for the Elohim of their fathers. And the rest of the acts of Jehoshaphat, the first and the last, see, they are written in the book of Jehu, son of Hanani, which is mentioned in the book of the sovereigns of Israel. And after this, Jehoshaphat, sovereign of Yehuda, joined himself with Ahaziah, sovereign of Israel. He did wrong in doing so, and he joined himself with him to make ships to go to Tarshish. And they made the ships of Etzion Geber. Then Eliezer, son of Dodawahu of Marashah, prophesied against Jehoshaphat, saying, because you have joined yourself with Ahaziah, Yah shall break up your work. And the ships were wrecked, so they were unable to go to Tarshish.